Nothing's ever meant to be
It says
on.
I'm live, but let me check because
I see it's live.
it's.
Let's see. Uh-oh, there, of course. Kat's making
Kitties!
sounds, and then all of a sudden we say, we're live, and she goes, oh, where's my tiara?
Hey, it wouldn't be a normal live stream with us if there wasn't a cat content somewhere.
Sure. She may walk in front of the camera because I have my table here, and normally I don't. So I'll try to grab her if that happens.
I'm used to seeing cat butt.
I'll try to keep her decent.
Fine. Okay, we're officially live.
All right.
Okay, it took a second because YouTube lag. So, oh no. Okay, there we go. Hi everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are here for the year in review on my channel, and Liz is here right on time. Hi, Liz.
Liz, I'm starting to think you might be a vampire like Pat because
like
you
Pat, right?
All days.
Even when I don't plan a live, she always shows up. It's great.
Well, I love it.
I'm going to be talking about some books that probably will make you happy, Liz, because I'm working on a project this year. So I want to start with, like, since this is my year in review, I don't like top 10 videos. I like watching them. The idea of doing them, no.
I can never pick a favorite. Don't Sophie's Choice me because I'll off myself.
Right. But that's the problem. Is like I don't like doing that whole I like this book. I just have books that I like and have books that I dislike, and it's no shade towards anybody or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year was a lot. I said yes to way too many things, per my usual.
Agreed.
So, but it was a good year. It's not an official full year on BookTube yet. It'll be March when it'll be my BookTube birthday. So we'll have to do something in March. Yeah. But yeah, I started this basically because everyone that I'm friends with told me I had to, including Jenn. So, yeah, peer pressure. But mainly, it's just I'm seeing where things go. My reading tastes have changed. I'm trying to not structure my reading as much. The biggest thing is I'm on a low buying gear. So I'm trying to read everything on my shelf because I have a bajillion books. And there's so many that I haven't read already. We've talked about this privately, Jenn, like how much we want to just tackle our own TBRs.
Oh,
why there's a lot.
The number of books when I look at my app of like books on your shelf that you need to read, and I'm like, that's a lot, and I'll never make it.
263?
And you read some real big ones too.
How? Teach me your ways. How?
Yeah, I need to have a low buying year, but then I see a pretty cover, or
I have like as of right now 4 books that are pre-ordered.
Only 8? Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
I feel like every time we had a conversation, you were reading like a chunker for some reason this year. I'm not judging. Most of my favorite books this year have been chunkers.
You read a lot of big ones too, Alicia.
I did.
I just don't know how. I probably read more than I'm thinking, but I don't know. For the longer books, sometimes it's too long, and it doesn't appeal to me sometimes.
Yeah, and
that's just me. I'm a little weirdo, so.
It's so like I try to read very different genres if I have to read books at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I have to start the reread for Indigo soon. That's a romance. So spoiler alert for something that's coming up on my channel next month. I'm reading this one.
I'm reading that book with you too. I have not started it yet.
I'm it's a slow start, but we're picking up literally right where we left off. Nice. Like literally right where we left off. I was like, Wow, you're getting into it quick. But
No
but this
time.
one, I mean, personally, this is my favorite cover. And the mammoth myth and creature comes into it in the 12 chapters I've read so far. So that's
more chapters than I've read. I own the ebook. Does that count?
yes, it counts. Yep. I'm the same. That's why I have like really short or comics or graphic novels in between.
Yeah.
Yay!
Nice. Yeah, February 3rd, right? You know, I've never read that. I don't even think I've seen the movie. I'm gonna be judged real hard right now. I know. It's okay.
That's Greg.
Oh, Greg! Hey! I haven't read it. I mean, full honesty. I was just wanting to make sure. I was like, oh no, this person's probably gonna really hate me. Don't hate
No,
me. I'm so sorry.
no, I haven't read it yet either, and that's kind of
Oh.
thank you for being here, hon. But it's segueing me into a project idea that I'm working on.
Oh, tell me more. Now I'm gonna switch to tea.
Greg is mainly a sci-fi / fantasy reader.
Okay.
So since I'm just getting into sci-fi fantasy, I'm reading Hitchhiker's Guide, like you said, and he's reading one of my favorites, and then we're gonna have a live discussion.
Well, that'll be fun.
And then
Is it a Jane Austen book?
yes.
I was just like, oh, I want to know which one.
Persuasion.
Is it Pride and Prejudice?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. That's okay. Nobody can. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. No judgment here. Speaking of sci-fi, I'm reading one that I'm loving right now.
Ooh.
So not my normal genre, but the writing is just, it's gonna sound cheesy when I say this, but it's so like musical and lyrical. It's just the Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez.
Oh.
And it's
Tell me about it. Sorry, that was very aggressive.
No, it's hard to explain. So you're in like two time periods. One where a kid goes into a made up world, or as far as I've read so far, the kid thinks it's made up. And he's sitting and watching this play be acted out. And then you go into the play like it's real life. Oh. And it's basically all these people are trying to stay above water. They don't really say what time period it is, but I'm assuming it's like early life time period, but it's technically a sci-fi, so I don't even know if it's a different planet yet, but it's very like easily readable considering it's a sci-fi, because I've always been slightly intimidated by sci-fis.
Yeah.
But if I'm about 130 pages into this right now, and it's gonna probably be my first 5-star of the year.
Nice.
I can already tell, like, it's crazy. Another project I'm working on is I want to, Jen, you can join me, but if you want to dip out, you can too. I'm gonna get back to my love of classics. Like, there's so many other classics that I haven't read, like but anything by Anthony Trollope I haven't read. This is the first book in his Barsetshire Power series, I believe.
Okay.
I have like different editions because I'm buying them used, because it's hard to find one like fluid series of the 6 books.
Okay.
For some reason, like there's no matching nothing, unless you buy like the expensive folio societies, and that's not happening. But like I want to read I want to reread. Jen and I have discussed starting the Jane Austen discussions in like March or April-ish. Hi!
You're always invited, Charles. Get on here.
Where do you want me to send it? I will send it to you.
I put it in the Who picked this book club because I needed to do it for the StreamYard.
No, you're fine.
So it's the first link underneath how to do a StreamYard. Jordan,
No, here.
yeah,
Where do you want me to send it? I will send it on Instagram. You cannot complain to me. I will send it. No, I'll send it on Voxer because you can't ignore Voxer.
Ooh, now you're pressured. Now if you don't come on, Charles.
I haven't seen you in a long time, Charles, anyway.
We haven't.
Lives together in a very long time.
While writing my burn books.
Hold on. I have the link right here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who Anthony Trollope is. So when you said that, I was just like, "Oh, that's a pretty cover, though." And then I like the edges were gold.
I know, they're so pretty, aren't they?
My thing with classics is, as much as I would love to like read them and understand the hype, because I know that so many people are like, "Oh, they're so good." You know, like all of the current books obviously come from those originals, and I'm just like, yeah, but the originals are just, I feel like they're so dry. So even though they're really short, and that's my problem with some like fantasy, is
it's just Charles, so you have no reason to burn the book.
It just sometimes feels like too much to me. I'm too simple these days. So I'm just like, just give me something that I can read and you explain it to me so that I can just sit here and enjoy it. So
the main reason I want to have you involved in some of them, you don't have to be involved in all of them, is I want your perspective as someone coming to it who doesn't read a lot of classics.
Oh,
100%. I can totally, completely nerd out.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
I will happily read one or two. I'm just going to tell you, I might be on the struggle bus, and I apologize now in advance if I DNF it.
No, you're fine. That's why I recommend we start with Northanger Abbey. Because it's short.
There's so many pretty covers. That's my problem with the classics. Is, you know, me and my pretty covers. I know.
Why do I have so many copies of all her books? I have a problem. This is a problem. But there's a reason to my method to my madness. So I think you would like this one because it's not like her other books.
Okay.
I mean, it is because you expect the happily ever after, of course. But the reason I picked this one first is technically this was published after she died, but timeline-wise for her, this was the first book she wrote.
Interesting.
She wrote this when she was 17 or 18. So that's why I think we should start with that one. And it's funny. Like you've read Pride and Prejudice. Her humor's pretty funny.
I do, yeah. For some reason, I was like, my favorite's Much Ado About Nothing, and I'm like, that's Shakespeare.
That is my favorite Shakespeare, by the way.
It's so funny. Oh, man.
I sent it, sir. Where are you?
He's writing a burn book like the sex scenes. It's going to be a high spice. It's going to be so fierce on page that it
I was not complaining about high spice at all. At all.
So have you finished any books yet this year, Alicia, or are you just kind of starting a few of them so far?
I've started. The main thing I finished is we talked about it during the Bookish Academy Awards. I finished the second novella in the I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon series.
Yeah. Aw, thanks. I think.
I sent it to you on Voxer. We haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come on, Charles.
Oh, yes, he's here.
The TBR over on Who Picked This Book, Charles. Hey. Where's your crown, sir?
I don't need a crown. I already have my burn book already ready to go.
Oh.
It shall never see the light of day until one of you guys cross me, and then I'll publish it online. And then add myself to the book. So that no one knows it's me. Like, why would Charles say that about himself?
So, what is everybody else reading right now? Because
I'm reading Infallible by Charlene Nam Hardy.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's the third book in what is the series called? Serendipity, I think, is the name of the series.
Why does it sound familiar?
But the
You've
author's
probably
name
seen
sounds
it. It's
familiar.
like Taboo. Let me see if I can pull
Taboo.
it up.
What kind of taboo?
So the first book is they're all love triangles. The first
Oh.
book is a dad, a girl, and his son. The second book is
Jen's favorite.
the second book is
I mean, yeah, it was pretty good.
ex-wife, husband, and
Best
another
friend.
guy. I don't know how to describe that one. That one's
It sounds
weird. And then the
monstrous
third
fun.
one is a mob boss and then two childhood sweethearts.
I'm invested.
I kind of want to read the mob boss one.
They're long. They're like 16 hours
Oof.
on audio. They're pretty
Why?
long.
That is my biggest problem. I know you love.
You have to
Megan
read them
Quinn.
in order.
That's my
because
biggest problem with Megan Quinn.
Book 3, the one that you're interested in, features a. Oh wow, that's a spoiler. I can't say it.
So read the other 3.
If I tell you who the one of the heroes is, heroes or heroines in book 3, you'll know what happens in book 1, but it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
They're like love triangles, but like it's really obvious to see like who the person's gonna end up with.
Oh, nice.
They do
Okay.
feature Indian leads. All the heroines are Indian.
Oh, I like that.
So the first one is Sienna Ashrika is the second one, and the third one is Zenny. And they're all Indian descent.
I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. They're not crazy in terms of the taboo if that's who you're worried about.
Oh, okay.
Do they use
They
our least
sound like a
favorite
lot,
word?
but it's not that bad.
Do they
Like even the
use
first
your
one, if you like
daddy?
cringe,
I was waiting for
the
it.
first one, like they don't actually do anything. It's like a lot of teasing between the other two, while the girl is with the other guy.
Okay.
It's not as crazy, but they're really long.
Do they
I don't
cross
like
the line with the teasing though? Does anything else happen while she's with the other guy?
I mean, it gets close-ish, but never like they go full out. If that's
Nothing like the Hoop series that I had to DNF because of the
they don't bang. If that's what you're
Okay,
asking.
yeah. I
Like
just don't like when it's obvious cheating.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
He does. Oh, do you want me to just spoil it for you?
Just do it.
I have a spoiler tag, so you're good.
Like
And
the
we're
son
almost 20
basically
minutes in, so you're fine.
So the premise is the heroine and the father have a one-night stand, crazy connection, but then she ghosts him. And then a year later, she starts dating what she doesn't know is his son.
Mm.
They go back to his families for Christmas, and he proposed to her. And then when she meets the father, she's like, "Oh my goodness, this is the dude that I had that amazing night with." And the rest of the book is just like them, kind of like, will they, won't they? There's clear chemistry there between the two. And then basically the son basically puts 2 and 2 together and figures it out.
He ain't no fool.
He gets his book in the third. The third book is his.
Okay, so he gets a love story.
But they're all love triangles and I don't get it.
I don't you just like I don't hate them, but I think because when I was in high school they were so popular and all the books we were reading, I was just like I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. And I know Jen and I have discussed reading graphic novels, specifically the Lore Olympus series.
Yeah.
I'm reading that.
Are you really? We can have discussion.
But I'm probably gonna be all caught up. I have to read volume 3 and 4, and I already have those from the library.
Okay.
So I'll probably like binge them as soon as I get a chance. But they're good. Long, but good.
Well,
didn't
wasn't
you
it a web series too? Like it started as a web series.
Yeah, it started as a web series, and then it got converted. I think they're just publishing it traditionally.
Yeah, I just don't have the 5th one because that one's expensive, and I'm waiting for it to drop down.
I do have to say, if you have sexual assault, if that's a big trigger warning, be careful.
Yeah,
in the first all of them or just the first one? Because I remember you saying that.
In the first one.
Okay.
It's with Apollo.
Okay. Good to know. It's one of those things where I really hate spoilers, but then when it comes to like sexual assault, I'm like, literally tell me the page, the chapter, when I need to prepare for it, because it's just better for me. So
but it's not on page, if that's what you're
it's not
worried
on page, but it's with the character Apollo. So that'll at least that mentally prepares me for it. So then I'm less likely to be like, oh my God, this came out of nowhere. Why would
about.
nobody
Apollo's
warn me?
purple, if you want to know.
I know it's in here, but I don't know to what extent.
What is that?
Let me know.
A self-published acquaintance of mine got their book traditionally published. It just came out on the 9th.
Show the edges. Show the edges.
Boom.
I love me a sprayed edge.
But my favorite is the end pages. And it's Indian folklore. Groove Mohanty is the author. He's really sweet. Because he tried to send me a ARC copy, but because of where he lives and where I live,
she just gets ARCs.
I'm just friends with a lot of people who self-publish, so that's where I get stuff. I got stuff in the mail the other day. I don't even know how this person got my address. I'm not mad. I'm just like, I didn't give you my address. How did you get my address?
I actually sold your address online to get a free year of Audible. I mean, I thought it was worth
mad at
it.
you for that one. I get that. I understand that one. Because Audible's expensive.
That you understand if a friend betrays you for 24 credits for Audible. Just imagine that being in a book.
Audible's expensive.
Just imagine that being in a book like, my best friend betrayed me for 24 credits to Audible, and I'm not even mad at them.
It would at least have to be 48. You would have to get 2 a month for that one, and then I wouldn't be mad.
I would be fine with the 24. I already have 19 in the bank. That's a nice game for me.
I don't know when we're I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but I really want. I think it's book 1.
It better be.
It's so pretty.
Making violent book 2 or 3 in a series.
All these series, I can't deal with all these series.
Shut up.
True. All the books.
Every time
he gets mad at me, he's like, "What is this book?"
Has a
I'm like,
random book everywhere.
Know?
Like, oh, look at this beautiful book. Oh, look at this beautiful book.
But I don't know if you were watching, Charles, but I'm doing a low buying year because I have so many books that are unread that are on my shelves that I want to get my shelves down to stuff that I love.
It's okay. Just do what I did. I just donated all my books.
I donated some to the children's library.
They're pretty, but I didn't ask for them, and I didn't pay for them.
Oh, yeah. So those are the okay ones.
So I'm like, let them go.
I've given them to people that I know will appreciate them more than I did.
Like, I mostly have like special edition, like the Belle books from the romance.
They're so pretty, but they never had an author that like I read before, so I always felt weird about buying.
I hate to say this, don't kill me, you guys.
I'm not.
But I think the book community has like overdid the special editions now.
I agree.
There's too many.
Someone comes up in here with like 3 sets of the Throne of Glass series in different.
Can that stop getting new covers and getting reprinted, and they can print some new stuff? Like.
And now it's like, okay, now we're gonna make it adult. So now we're gonna make whole new covers.
And hike the price up.
It makes you want to do special editions of all the different books. I'm like, how many copies of one book? I get it from a book collector perspective, but it's like, unless it's like the first edition of a Harry Potter book, it's not gonna have any value in the long run. I mean,
The only book or books I would spend a lot of money on nowadays is like if I secretly find like a first edition somewhere of like Jane Austen or something.
I need like a first edition of like a book, and then that's like, you have some money. Because imagine you had a first edition of each Harry Potter book.
Oh, yeah.
People will like give you thousands of dollars to buy those books, especially if they're in good condition.
A friend of mine has a misprinted one. The cover art is the same, but the title is different because of a misprint when it was first printed.
Sorry, I had to yell at one of the kids.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying if I secretly find one in like a McKay's or something.
They would still know. They would price it high.
I know. I found a first edition of Vanity Fair, the William Thackeray something. What's his last name? The classic that came out in like 1850, and I think it's a second printing. It just doesn't have a dust jacket.
Yeah.
It's just a hardcover, but it's an illustrated hardcover, so it's got like paintings inside. And
cool.
the girl wanted only like $18 for it. I was like, I'm not saying shit. I'm just gonna pay you.
This is my
guys, I have a very important question. Have you guys watched Saltburn?
I'm scared too.
I don't think I've even heard of it.
Really, it's been all over the place.
I also don't get on social media very often. Like, as you guys know, when I randomly get on,
Jen, just look up the grave scene.
That's why I'm nervous, because I saw that and I was just like, I'm not judgy, but
just tell me what it's about.
I mean, you want to read? Did you watch the vampire scene, the bathtub scene, the end scene?
I have heard, and then a lot of my friends just watch it and go like, "What the fuck?"
I loved it. It's so good. If you like Wuthering Heights, you will like this.
That's no.
It's not scary.
Scary. It just looks. What's the right
like
word?
a dark comedy.
Yeah, it looks very dark and purposely so.
But it's funny though.
This I definitely have to read because I just got sent this. I interviewed the author with Bree from the Categorically Romance podcast, and this is the final book in her series.
Nice.
And I have it, and it's not even technically out yet, and I have it, and I need to read it. And this is no smut whatsoever, but it's still so good.
Now, oh my gosh, if you want good smut, I don't know if you've read it yet, Charles. Megan Quinn, He's Not My Type, the 4th Agitator book.
Is that the one with the green cover?
It is.
No, I haven't read that one yet.
It's so good. When you read it, you have to tell me immediately.
I'm kind of Megan Quinned out at this point.
Oh, bummer.
Like, for a small town, put me into a reading slump. Like, for like,
oh, no.
like a good 3, I would say from like September.
Oh, no.
Like, it's so bad that I still have books that I read in 2023 that I haven't reviewed. So I technically missed my Goodreads goal for 2023.
But what was your Goodreads goal? Because you had like 305 on there.
360 was the goal, or 365. 365.
For a book a day.
Like one for every day.
I made it to 105. I was very proud of myself this year.
I couldn't get it. I would love to be in the hundreds, but I think I finished at 67. And I was low 60s until the last day of the year, and then I read a bunch of manga because I was like, we got to inflate this number just a little bit.
I'm just trying to not
these reading totals. My heart. I would trade my number of books that I read for like your guys' commitment to series.
That's one of the things that we're not fully committing to this year.
But I don't know if you were there for one book in one series, and then I never come back to it.
I feel like we had the opposite problem.
That's my toxic trait. I will read probably like all the books in the series except the last one, and just never come back to it. or I will read a couple books, buy the rest of them, and never come back to the series.
See, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I have like book 1 and book 2 of things. If I really liked book 1, I have book 2. My friend was getting rid of her full the full series of The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne, which is a fantasy series that I love. And I only had book 4, and she had book 1 through 3, so she sent that to me earlier this year. And I honestly think you would like it, Jen, because it's gory, but it's not triggering in the way, like, it's not gory, but like he doesn't pull punches with who he murders in the books.
Okay.
So like you cannot get close to anyone. You cannot like anyone.
Ugh, so hurtful.
Yeah, he's my special weapon. Like the one day I was looking for these really old fantasy books, and I explained to him like the title and the author, and 2 seconds later he goes, "This one?" I'm like, "How did you find that?" So I take him everywhere with me now.
You can find the unicorn books. You always find the unicorn books.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You do. I'm like, where do you find these books?
Mr. K's used bookstore.
Oh.
I'm just like on the Audible and Kindle top 100. I'm like, okay, let's read that.
Okay, so then I don't know if you'll agree with me, Jen, but I feel like the newer releases let me down this year. A lot of them.
Romance?
So like I'm reading more backlist this year.
Okay. I could see that for you. There were a lot of new books that we read and you were just like, they're all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
They weren't bad, but they weren't like, wow.
Yeah, the only one that I could really think of that I honestly enjoyed that was actually Fourth Wing. I wasn't expecting to enjoy that one, but that was fun. I haven't read the newest one yet, though.
The thing is, as much as I love it, the more that I'm distanced from it, the more I'm like, it was all right.
It was just a good time, and that's all I.
It was fun while it lasted. Now I'm like, I have no interest in reading book 2. I just want someone to tell me what happens. Does Zayden die? Do the main characters die, and then we get 2 new main characters? Okay, but have you guys watched
Huh?
Have you guys watched the new Percy Jackson?
No, but I
want to though. Is it good? Because I'm nervous.
You can tell Rick Riordan is behind it because even the titles of the episodes correspond to the titles of the chapter titles of the book.
Oh, cool.
Okay, can I ask? It's not a spoiler, but does season 1 cover any of the sequel series books? Because I haven't gotten to the sequel series.
No, it's just book 1.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna like spoil me because I'm gonna be reading more middle grade this year as well.
One thing I loved about the adaptation is the cast is so diverse.
Oh, good.
Like Annabeth is Black, Grover is Indian, Luke is Asian.
Ooh, I like that. But I like that they're age appropriate too.
Chiron is Black.
Yeah.
Dionysus is I don't know his name. But he's like I think he's Middle Eastern, something like that. Middle Eastern descent, but the whole cast, and it works. Like it doesn't seem like he race bent Annabeth for nothing.
Just because.
It's so, and like the guy they cast as Percy, it's so good.
They're so age appropriate, and I appreciate that so much because.
But the romance is there. I see it. I was like, ooh. I was like, okay. I was like, hey, I see you.
Kate Bateman was really good. Ooh, you know what, Liz? Good. You should read Kate Bateman's newest book, which is the Second Duke's the Charm, I think. So good.
Is it out yet? Because I know you got like a review copy. Okay. I thought you got a review copy.
Oh yeah. It was wonderful.
Well, I think isn't Kate published by I think her books are on NetGalley, right?
Yeah,
For
they
RevIew.
had one where for this one, it was you could just request it and you immediately got access, and I was like,
You
"Sold."
know, you could ask
I
her
got there
too.
so fast.
You can ask
I
her
think
too. She may send you.
do what?
Ooh.
You can ask Kate.
Shut the front door. Should I
Yeah,
become Kate?
I emailed her on my
You and I
I
are both
interviewed
gonna
her on
ask
my
her.
channel.
You've had her on your channel?
Wow, how have I missed this, Charles?
I don't promote anything, so it's like not surprising.
Is it recent or is it? Did I miss
It
something?
has to be like a year old.
Okay. I'm like, did you post something and not tell me you posted something?
I mean, that is me though. I would do that.
Yeah, you would. That's why I'm asking.
I don't
But
know
this was
what
one of my
happened.
favorite books of the year.
Oh
Let
yeah.
me
And I
see.
cannot tell you anything because it's a book 2 in a trilogy. It's so
Oh
good.
yeah, that was like a while ago. That was like 2021.
So good. Book 3
I
is
couldn't
coming
even-
out the week of my birthday.
I couldn't get into book 1.
Of
What's the
this?
book?
Yeah, the writing threw me off. I was like, oh, okay, I can't.
Have you tried the audio is fantastic. Have you tried the audio?
I just wasn't
You
in the
didn't like
mood.
that's I mean, I'm not just like that just genuinely surprises me because I figured that would totally be up your alley.
It would, but I wasn't in the mood for it. I think it was like, I think what I was looking for was like brainless horror.
He's not brainless. He's more
Like,
literary.
this was like more intellectual.
Yeah, he's literary for sure.
I think that was the biggest thing. I was expecting like fun Scream vibes.
Okay, if you want fun Scream vibes, the last what is it? The last Final Girl that he did.
By the same author?
Yeah, Stephen Graham Jones. It's something Final Girl. It's actually his first published book, I believe. Stephen Graham Jones. Hold on. I read it 2 years ago.
The Final Girl Support Group?
No, that's Grady Hendrix. I did like that one. No, everybody hates that one. I like that.
You like that one?
I did. Well, I think because I mean the character was annoying. Absolutely, I agree.
I just thought the plot didn't work for me. That was my problem.
The part that I like about his books is even though he's a man, he writes women very realistically.
Have you read his vampire book, The Southern Gothic?
Southern Book Club's Guide?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's the first one that I read by him, and I was like, for Grady Hendrix, and I was like, I must read everything.
That was he really got female characters in that one and race.
Yes, but like he did it
for
appropriately.
Jenn if she hasn't read it, but that one is it's not scary.
No, it's
more like social
commentary.
Horror.
Social commentary horror.
Yeah, it's not scary.
If you like Grady Hendrix, try Robert Piatone.
How do you have that book right there?
Because I'm psychotic. I don't know.
You just had another book and 2 other books popped out of nowhere.
This is very the humor's there. It's very Grady Hendrix-esque, and he writes women fantastically. And he has sensitivity readers because there are certain things brought up that you wouldn't think that he would be able to write, but he writes it very well. And the audio is chef's kiss for this.
I feel like after reading so much dark romance, it's like the petty things bother me.
I get it. I get it. This is fantastic.
Best friend or dad or sister, as soon as that pops up in a romance, I'm like, you immediately are getting a 1 star.
Yeah. But this was my favorite book of the year.
You actually finished it?
That's so long. That's such a long.
It's great.
I just watched the TV show.
The TV show was a great adaptation of this, I have to say. They changed some things, but it made sense for TV why they changed it. And I actually read the short stories connected to it this year too, in December.
Oh, cool.
Because I just, with so many books that just ran together. I don't know if Jen feels the same way. Partially why we're not stressing ourselves out with large books this year, or we're how do I put this? We're
not
sparsing them out.
scheduling it this year.
Yes, as much. But the one big book series that we do have scheduled, we're doing half and half still, right? For
Red
Rising, the big chunky ones.
Yeah.
For Red Rising. Sorry. And that's gonna be March-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to sign up for more book clubs because I am behind. I mean, like, I haven't looked at the schedule yet.
We only have 2 books scheduled.
I think we have 4. I don't know if I put the one for the end of March that we were talking about.
Book?
So the next one we have is Tackling the TBR. Then it's Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton, I think.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
Then we're doing another Tackling the TBR early March. And then we had discussed doing The Last Flower Bride.
The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. Yeah.
There was a book I really wanted to read, but I can't remember what the name of it was.
Everybody's Problem. I'm like, yeah, there's a book that I do it all the time. But I think you would really like
I'm trying to be good. I have to finish the review audiobooks that I got.
I'm always so amazed at how much you remember. Like, you were talking about a book you didn't like that Alicia suggested, and you seem to really understand like the audiobook or remember what it was. And I'm just like, I'm lucky if I can remember what I read last week. So
I just have a weird memory. Like weird things. What was the book I have to read?
I really think you would like The Spear Cuts Through Water, Charles. It's a sci-fi.
I don't think I actually downloaded them, so I don't have to read them.
Is that good or bad?
It was for an author. I think it's in my Instagram messages. I think I just have to go and get them there. Okay. But they were I forgot the R.L. Kenderson. Really nice author. Similar to like Megan Quinn-ish, but not as funny.
Okay.
Are they just as long though? Because that's my biggest problem.
They're shorter. They're like normal size. Like
I like Megan Quinn as a person. Her books just don't work for me. And it upsets me because I like her as a person.
I feel like it's like Megan Quinn just writes so much, you're bound to not like everything. Like, I think she had like 5 releases last year.
Yeah.
5 or 6. For some reason, I'm going to say 6, but 5 might be more accurate.
What was the one that I DNF'd like 3 pages in? One of the Agitator
Right Man, Right Time.
It was the Agitator ones, right?
Yeah.
You got
I know she has a book coming out soon. It's her next book in her small town, I think.
Oh yeah, there's another one coming out with that.
There's another one.
I don't know.
Jen, if you like her audio, if you like her books, you should sign up for her audio art team.
How do I do that? I need to find her website.
How do I do that?
It's let me see if I can find it. It's like I think it's Piece of Cake Audio.
I would love to. I would make time for her books. That's what I don't know. I'm in that phase right now where I'm just like everything.
But that's what upsets me is I really like her. I like her. And I'm just like, why don't your books work for me? I don't know if it's just the audio. Like I'm thinking possibly
I think it's the characters that just rub you the wrong way.
Oh, like, and they're so whiny. And then they go, oh, I'm plus sized, and the girl on the cover is a freaking stick. Like, where? Like, stop. I'm just become, like, very picky with my romance.
Yeah.
Let me find it. I forgot. I just know it's KP Simmons sends me.
Just let her know. Be like, hey, you got a new fangirl over here. She'll buy it even if you send it to her. So
I mean, I can send you the link to sign up if you want it. I think, let's see, they're gonna drop what is this for? This is The Reason I Married Him.
It might be book 2. I mean, that means I need to read book 1.
Yeah, it's Wyatt. So I think he was a brother of the heroine from book 1.
Is that Megan Quinn?
Yes.
She writes YA?
No, this is her small town.
Okay.
I will send
I was
it
going to say, I've read some of her books, and her books are not YA.
I gotta say, the He's Not My Type is really starting to pull in, and maybe it's just because I'm now more familiar with some of the things because I follow her on Instagram and all these things, but like they made comments about Almond Bay, which is the small town romance that you're talking about. They have the Kane brothers coming in, which is a different series. I think they made a reference to the Brentwood boys at one point, and I'm just like, I love those series where they kind of Easter egg other people and other stories.
Technically, all her books are connected, but she doesn't. I hate how she like markets them because like she'll make all the covers the same.
Yeah.
But unless you do some digging, you don't know the order.
Yeah.
So you may
That's
see a
the
book and it may
problem,
be
is I
like
can't
actually the
tell
fourth
from just
book in the
Goodreads.
series.
Yeah.
And I'm working on this project with Shay from Shay with the Hobbies and Nicole. It's this book is purposely printed out of order, and you kind of have to figure it out.
What? I feel like that would drive me.
That would drive me insane.
I had to cut the pages out because they're so out of order.
I would set the book on fire.
Okay, so
turn the book.
Here's the synopsis: 6 murderers, 100 pages, millions of possible conclusions, but only one can be correct. Can you solve the murder? And it's only been solved like 4. This came out in 1934, and it's only been solved 4 times.
Seems like too much. Just tell me what I need to like about the book. That's all I need to know. I don't want to think too much.
I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I'm just having fun with it.
Too much work.
That's a good goal to have, Liz. I bought the Megan Quinn 10th anniversary editions. Yeah, I bought them all. I tried to
buy the bodice ripper ones.
Huh?
You bought the bodice ripper ones? Is that the?
They were so pretty. So there's 12 of them. So I'm like, I'll just read one a month. I'm already ahead of schedule because I think I've read 2 of them already. No, I
wish I could be like you guys. Like I can't read the same author like back to back to back to back to back.
I think this year showed me that I can't.
I really can't. Like if I'm loving an author,
specifically with romance authors, I can't.
So here's the thing with the Megan Quinn. I feel like I have a lot of the ebook copies, and so I'll read like a chapter at night. And so I think for me, it feels slower or it doesn't feel like it's dragging because I'm not trying to read it all at once.
Yeah,
I really spread it out. So it's like it's my one nighttime guilty pleasure that I'll read.
That's what I'm doing with this. I do 2 chapters a night.
It's like high fantasy.
I'm so excited. And if you want to come,
I'm going to be honest with you, Alicia. PL is a great man, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not my genre. So I'm like, I'm really concerned to like start and just not get into it. It's a huge concern of mine.
Bad that I want him to do. I'm gonna get so much trouble for saying this.
What?
But I want to know your guys' thoughts on Audible doing virtual voices.
I don't like it.
What? I'd never heard of this. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's
I already hate it.
Thing.
I always support human narrators, always, but I do recognize there's a huge access issue. Like, not all authors are going to be able to pay $2,000+.
That's why he doesn't have audio for this one yet.
I'm talking about for like take like novella authors for like romance, like the Jessica Kane, the Ella Good, like those authors where it doesn't make financial sense.
Right.
To get those put into audio, even though like I would love them.
You know which one I wish would have more audio, but I understand why they don't because so many books come out a month? Is I wish Harlequin was more accessible for people that only did audio.
Yeah.
I understand why. I get it because that's so many. But
a 200-page book is probably like what? 3,000?
And you're already on the struggle bus to get people to pick
buy
up your
them.
book. How are you? Yeah, it's so for something like that, I would say like to get your foot in the door. I could see how that would. I've done it before because it's like Alexa reading to you or Siri or whatever.
It's actually like I listened to a couple. It's slightly better than Alexa, not by much,
Okay.
but I
It's
like it because now it allows authors that probably would never get audio
just branch out.
to at least have that option for readers.
But I
Like,
also have like so many mixed feelings with that. Not with the access purpose, but like making sure, like, because AI is a thing.
Yeah.
There's books being published that are not even from a person now.
yeah, that's true.
So it's like, to me, my concern is it's a slippery slope between doing Alexa to like, as my Alexa goes off.
I was like, I heard something. I'm like, was it mine?
Was
Is
it
it the
mine?
cat? What's going on?
Alexa, stop.
What if it just talks back to you and it's just like, no, you stop.
That's why I'm always nice to her.
Did the other day.
It's over. She's like, that person said thank you to me at least 2 times. I'm trying to get on her good side,
Which
guys.
book is gonna kill us? Honestly,
That one,
this one isn't that long. It's like, compared to most fantasies, it's like 490 pages.
That's it?
long.
Well, I'm not counting like the character list that's in the back. I'm not carrying it.
How big is the font? The font's gonna be
What's
a
the
good
word
thing.
count? You can't trust pages. A true reader knows you need to know the word count.
Yes, that's tiny.
Oh, that's small. That's small.
That's
So
why
that's at
I
least a
have it
600
in
page
an
book. Got
ebook
it.
as well.
I really need
I
to
will
get
try to read that. If I start now, I may get it done in time. How many chapters is it?
38.
So
Okay,
a
that's
chapter
in
a day,
38 days.
and then maybe like double up every now and then.
Well, that's why I'm doing 2 chapters, because I'm taking notes and putting flags in, and I'm doing 2 to 3 chapters a night.
That's too much work.
I'd rather read Megan Quinn.
I know we're going to read Megan Quinn this year because
I'd rather
I'm
read
not going to make anyone
Quinn.
read Megan Quinn. I'm not going to make anyone read Megan Quinn. I'm not going to make anyone read Carrie Mellon Scalco. I won't make anyone read. What's the other one everyone hated?
Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, her too.
I can't. I've tried to get into Sarah J. Maas. I really have. She's just not for me, and that's okay.
Well, I just feel like a romance.
Yeah.
I feel like for me personally, like I'm more on the dark side right now. Like that's like where like
The
I
author
like
for me.
the storytelling is a little bit more risky because I'm like, if you can do this, you're a good author.
Yeah.
Like there's one, it was The Perfect Stranger by J.L. Beck and S. Renna. You have to read this one. I love it.
Is it KU?
It's KU. The audiobook is on Hoopla.
Okay.
Duology. Basically it's a stalker romance. So like
Did you tell us about this before?
the two characters were betrothed at some point when they were little, but then the father of the heroine broke that betrothal and sent the heroine into hiding. The hero has now found her, but she doesn't know who he is. So like the way he stalks her and then like tries to build a relationship with her,
I have problems with stalking romances as someone that
it's the most
happened to
believable
in
one.
college.
Where it's in college, but the way that the two authors do it, you get like how you would fall for it. That's what I like so much about it. Even though it's like unbelievable, but like when you read like how he courts her, but then also stalks her on the side, like it's so good. It's so addicting.
That's so weird, but okay.
No, but it's like like it's like it's not like gaslighting, but it's like what's the word for it? Like it was nurturing. Like he grooms her. Like
Grooming,
he grooms
yeah.
her a little bit. Like he like pretends to be like the nice, caring best friend that tries to like help her and like be there for her, but then he's also stalking her. So it's like a weird. But then the heroine, she's actually smart. But then you kind of read like how But then you kind of believe like how like she would get caught up in the situation. And then when she finally realizes it, she's like, "Dang,
Yeah.
it's too late." It's so good though.
I want to try that. Is it a manga or is it a graphic novel? That Killing Stalking that you recommended?
Don't read that. Don't read that.
Why are you telling? You
You're
wanted me to read it like a
fighting
month
me
ago.
like
Why are
that.
you telling me not to read it?
It's because it's not a romance from
Oh,
like
I
what
know it's
I've
not.
read, and I've read at least 4 volumes of it. It is just torture.
Mm.
It's like just to get you like a taste of it in the beginning, he breaks the serial killer breaks the other guy's ankles. And so he has to walk on bandages, and then he oscillates between showing affection but then assaulting him.
Yeah, no. Hard
It's
pass.
it's very it's like that's the part of it where you think it's gonna go into that romance because they do have those moments,
Mm.
but then it's just even for the other character, like if you're not comfortable with sexual assault, please don't read it.
I
Because
won't.
in the later volumes you find out that that one of the character's uncles
Oh no.
constantly sexually assaulted the hero. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to recommend because it isn't a romance. Like
Mm.
if you read it thinking that it is, I don't know if it's gonna actually.
Just by the cover, I didn't think it was a romance.
But like the way it's set up, like like a Meyer breaks into the house of the crush that he loves. Like it kind of gives you that
Oh.
vibes.
Hmm.
You would like Monster.
Ooh, I wanted to read that one.
It's so good. Please, someone read it so I can yell at someone about it because I need to talk to someone about it. And it's so effing good. Oh, it's so good. I only read the first 2 volumes because I'm having a hard time finding the rest.
Mm.
What I've read so far is it's 9 volumes complete, done. There's 4 seasons of it on Netflix. And the
Oh, it's been
the
adapted
show,
into anime?
yeah. The show is page for page than the manga. It's so good. It's like Criminal Mindsy type stuff.
You don't read Killing Stalking. I don't recommend it.
But you wanted me to read it like 2 months ago.
I love it, but I don't recommend it. Like for someone who reads dark romance, it's a lot. It's a lot.
For you to say it's a lot, then it must be a lot.
It's different when it's under the guise of romance because my red flags that would be in like a contemporary romance turn into green flags. Like, oh, stalking. Oh,
No!
kidnapping. How sweet.
That's a hard no for me.
You know what?
But
It's
I'm
like
just
with
intrigued
dark
because I've
romance,
heard
you have to
so
like
many
change
talk
your
about it.
thinking. Like everything that would be a red flag in a normal romance, it's a
Yeah.
green flag in a dark romance.
Yeah, it's just romance is such a wide genre that like you have to just taste test different things and see what works for an individual person.
But I will have to say, you have to read The Perfect Stranger. I read both of those books in a day.
Both of them?
Oh god, they're so good. They're only like 6 hours each.
I know, Greg, I know. So many things I need to watch and read, and I need more time in the day.
But it's so good. It's not that dark, if you're worried.
Okay.
It's like a dark rom-com.
Put the name in the private chat so I don't lose it. Oh, forget.
It's really good. It's really
A
good.
weird book I read.
I know. I'm like
A
waiting. I'm
weird
like.
book. I mean, how weird do you want to get?
One woman show by Colson.
Oh.
Interesting. I will definitely star that one.
Just a
I'll
heads up
definitely check it out if it's through my library or something.
It's on the audio is on Hoopla.
Weeks later, that's always a good one. Alicia, I'm at 24%. Just a heads up.
Okay,
If I drop at some point, no, we're not rushing off. I just want to tell you, in the event that Jen disappears randomly, I'm not.
No, you're okay. We've been on for like an hour, so
I'm surprised.
No, I need to get back to writing my burn book. You guys disrupted me.
Am I on the burn book or not?
I mean,
What
you
are we
have
doing?
like a whole like good 20 pages. I mean, Jen, I had to do a whole book 2 for you.
I know. I'm the fucking worst.
I just had to put the whole book just says love Sarah J. Maas. And period.
I'm jealous
of anything.
Yeah. I want to find that like romance for me. It's like I'm struggling with that. Finding romance that I think you and I talked about it, Charles.
I feel like I'm too picky, so like
I'm struggling with it, and it's
like
aggravating.
things that like most people love. I will find something to go. I don't like it.
But yet you 5-star books that I don't like.
See, but then when I love something, I go feral for it.
Right, exactly, and that's perfectly fine.
That description.
Like if you say a bad thing about that book, I'll be like, okay, where are you at? Like we're gonna fight.
You know why I DNF'd the Hoop series?
What?
You know why I DNF'd the Hoop series, even though I love Kennedy Ryan.
Oh, you DNF'd it?
Yeah.
He did that on purpose.
A lot of things are in that book. Some of the in that second book.
Did you just disrespect our like coming?
No, I love her. I'm reading
Ryan.
What's the newest one that came out last year?
Real?
Oh
no, I love
Real.
that one though.
That's a good one.
Before I Let Go.
It's no, it's not Before I Let Go.
It's really pretty. I got it
through It's like the marriage in trouble trope.
Yeah. I'm reading that one this month.
You haven't read it?
No, because I'm reading that one because I heard the second one's coming out the week of my birthday.
I heard Kennedy said the second one is her steamiest book yet. I'm like, Kennedy.
Oh, I love her. I wondered do you think she'll ever continue in the Real series? Like, I really loved that book.
Does it? Who would she follow?
I thought she would follow like the younger sister.
Because I know she has a novella, like a spin-off with another couple in that world.
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be a standalone.
Okay, because it says book 1 on Goodreads, so I didn't know if she was continuing it.
Because book 2 is under 1001 Dark Nights.
Okay, that's why I can't find it. All right.
It's on 1001. I forgot what it's called, but it's I think it's The Best Friend or something like that.
But I DNF'd that a long time ago because of book 2 in the Hoop series because of the cheating. I don't.
Actually, I don't blame you on that one. Like
that one, I couldn't. I'm like, I love you, Kennedy, and I don't.
But it's so spicy.
I love the spice, but it was just.
Jen, you have to read it. Like that hero literally doesn't give 2 blanks.
Yeah. You can curse on my channel. I don't give a shit.
Like he does not care. And the other guy's a good guy. That's what makes it so hard to read.
That's what pisses me off. Is like at least be like somewhat sorry about it, and they're not. And I as someone who's been cheated on, I don't.
Or at least make the guy the person's with is like make them the worst. Then I'd be like, okay.
You deserve it. You had it coming.
But like, and the guy is a teammate of his, which is even trashier to me.
And I don't think that hero ever got his own romance.
No, you're right.
I don't think so. I think the Hoop series is done.
Yeah, I love her writing. Like it was just that book for me. It was I was like, I can't.
You're gonna get your Kennedy Ryan card.
I know, but I'm going to read this month her newest one, and then we'll be back on track. And on that note, is there anything you want to work on this year, Charles? Are you doing more content, or are you just doing content when you feel like it? that kind of stuff. I'm just
I
asking.
felt
You're
called
gonna get book
out.
number
I'm not
3 at
calling
least
you
in
out.
the
I'm
burn
just
book.
asking.
Ah, shh.
Like,
I'm just
I
asking.
felt called out.
You have a constant invitation on my channel. You know this.
No, I'm just trying to get my review copies done. That's
That's
like
fair.
the biggest priority for me right now because I'm like 2 months behind. And to sign up for more book club books because that encourages me to read something that I would not normally.
We're
Not
doing
always.
this one.
I hate to say this, but I'm not a huge fan of Beverly Jenkins.
I've never read her, so I'm
not
really
a huge fan of
nervous.
historicals in general. That's just not my
But I
jam.
love hers. Hers are just.
Unless it's a dark historical like Kerrigan Byrne, then I can get behind that.
See that those are too angsty for me. Like Kerrigan Byrne.
Like, they're like too angsty, like, but that's like me. That's like my jam. I'm like, give me dark and angsty.
See, this is my jam when it comes to historicals because I feel like I learn stuff that I should have learned in school through her books. So, this is the 7th, right? Because
I can tell you right now.
my interview with PL discussing book 2 will be the 3rd. The 3rd. If I can hold it.
6th, 7th. Yeah, it's on the 7th.
And then this will be on the Who Picked This Book Club channel on the 7th. And I don't have my Sing Me to Sleep copy.
I feel like Alicia has like a whole stack of books that we just don't see right next to her.
Well, I try to plan and
like where did Indigo come from? I was like,
well,
she was like,
oh,
and here's Indigo, and then okay, here's like the whole series next I'm gonna read next.
Well, are we tackling any series this year?
What we're reading now, what we plan to read.
And then Jen goes like, here's my cat. Here's my cat.
On my shirt.
Or like, here's my 20 different editions of Megan Quinn.
I think I have 3 copies of one of her books now.
3?
Because the Not So Cute series came out in paperback, and I wanted the autograph copy, and 2 of them were really cute, and then I just had to buy the 3rd one because you can't have an incomplete set.
And then you have me. I don't know what I'm reading, and I'm very chaotic.
That's kind of why I didn't want to structure as much of my reading this year is to
just do like me. I never structure anything.
But I also have to make content.
Tackle the TBRs. Honestly,
that's why I don't make content right now. I'm just reading whatever I want. I physically can never do a TBR. As soon as I make that TBR,
I hate it all.
That's my problem. Is like I'm doing semi-structured reading, like book club books, and then the rest is up to me.
Nah,
so I'm semi-structured because of Who Picked This Book Club.
Oh no, I am structured. I want to read 20 more new releases.
Charles, did you ever get on the any of the book boxes?
I got on one.
Which one?
But it wasn't one that you recommended. It was like Eternal Embers. Something like that. It was one
that
we
get on that, then we'll just make those new books that we get our book club picks, and then you can read them, and then I can actually buy what I purchase or read what I purchase.
I actually like check like what's popular coming out in the month, and then I put holds.
I really want to read
the new Alex Michaelides thriller.
I can't read his books. I do want to read. Maybe we could make it a book club or a discussion, a possible book club. Divine Rivals, because the sequel just.
Oh yeah, I have the first book.
Those, so that
I have the audiobook on hold.
Yeah, I really, 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 really want to read it.
I was tempted.
I hated YA though.
April. I was also tempted to say screw you, Last Flower Bride, and just do the first Divine Rivals, and then
we can. I was just picking Last Flower Bride because it's a standalone.
I know. That's another reason why I want to read it. But at the same time, I was like, Divine Rivals, that's just one of the ones that I want to read right now. So I don't know.
That's where my brain is. I want to read both of them because I have both of them and they're both pretty.
I have 17 weeks until I get the Divine Rivals audio.
So if we make that in April, you'll probably
honestly, if you guys push it up and I'm interested in the sample, I may just buy it.
I bought it.
I have credits saved up, so
Yeah, because you sold out Alicia's address. Boom, we went full circle.
But
I
like, I
mean,
just
now I'm gonna
reading in
something.
general.
I'm gonna tell someone, go, hey, you know this girl named Jen? She's like giving away all her books. Like, I don't know why. She's a huge Megan Quinn fan. Like, you should like just
I
go.
got rid of 81 books so far this year.
I'll just have someone just come for your Megan Quinn collection, and then we'll go carry Maniscalco next.
I'd have to kill people.
I know. We're gonna read offline the Carrie Maniscalco book.
I mean, we can read it online, but you have to.
Oh, you're gonna finish the Throne of the Fallen? Is that the series?
No, she wants to read the Stalking Jack the Ripper. I won't make anyone read the Kingdom of the Wicked World.
No, I'll read it because I'm slightly invested at this point. I just might not do the audio because the audio makes it sound like a telenovela, and I'm not saying that is a bad thing. But like every chapter is dun dun dun.
I'm just mad
It's
about
annoying the crap out of me.
this whole like blending YA and adult.
And I feel like
I'm not a
people think
fan
that
of
it's
it.
just adding sex makes it adult, and I'm like, no.
We're just like starting a series that's clearly YA, and then by the last book, you're like, wait, this is adult.
Yeah.
But that's what
like,
bugs
Harry
me.
Potter did it
So many
well.
authors are trying to go to adult, and it's not working.
Like
Yeah.
getting to the last Sarah J. Maas books, and she's talking about like velvet wrapped steel. Like, what does that even mean?
Oh, that makes me want to puke when I read that.
I just heard someone say that, and I was like, wait, what?
Or when they refer to it as their sword, I'm just like, really?
Really?
That's why, like, I'm so confused, like how Sarah J. Maas is taking over the romance. I'm like,
it's not
with romance underpinnings.
And the same with those freaking Jennifer Armentrout books. They're so freaking long for no reason. None.
I mean, one thing I had to give Jennifer Armentrout her flowers. Like, I don't know how she can write a 500-page book, have nothing happen in it, but yet I'm still interested in turning.
That's my problem. Is nothing happens in them. They're
unlike Sarah J. Maas. I read one page, I'm like,
That's what you need to do, Charles. Start reading Sarah J. Maas before bed. You'll go right to sleep.
I mean, I did. That's how I read all her books in the beginning. I swear, I read ACOTAR, and then I realized, I'm like, how did I give this a 5-star when I don't know what happened? I only remember her getting captured by Tamlin, and then Amaranth's death, and then I don't.
I love that people love it, and I love that people are like so excited for the next book.
And then Akamath, I just remember the wing scene.
Jen's turning red.
The book, I was like, why am I doing this to myself? But I need to go.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And thank you for being bullied on, Charles, to come on here. You're fully invited on every live stream we do.
See, raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Alicia and Jen.
It's you.
Gregory, do not comment.
Watch everyone comment on the video, go like the comment if you agree with what Charles just said.
I just got an alert that I might go to sleep soon. So just in case I disappear.
But I just wanted to say thank you for everybody watching live. Thank you for anybody who watches after the fact. And I will add Charles's information in after this goes live because I don't think I can do it now. But if you're not following Charles and you're following me and following Jen, what the hell are you doing?
Follow all of us. Now Alicia has burned everybody.
I know.
Now everyone can raise their hand.
Everybody who watches my channel knows who I am. So, but everybody have a good night. Thank you for everybody being here. Stop, Gregory. This is
You got full named.
Yeah, this is, if you haven't figured it out, this is my boyfriend, by the way. So he's just being a pain.
I mean, we can hold a whole roast of Alicia. Like, just on my channel.
I'll give you material.
I
That's
won't
fine.
tell you. I'll say it's a book club.
But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for my co-host. Thank you for my other co-host who decided to come in last minute. But I'm very happy you're here. And you have a permanent, this is on a live, so everybody can see this. Charles has a permanent invitation to my channel always. So if you can play
Sorry,
it,
my
that's on him.
internet cut out during that moment. I did not hear that, what you just said.
I said
Okay, bye,
that you have a
everyone.
permanent thing on my channel and you can come whenever you want.
Sorry, I don't speak English anymore.
All right, on that note, have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Gotta get the